My ex threatened false charges to force me out of my own house, so I gave her a permanent new address. Prison. Hey Reddit, before we dive in, just a quick note. We're working super hard to bring you the best stories out there, so hit that subscribe button and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers soon. Let's start the story. At 32, living in a quiet neighborhood just outside Austin, Texas, my life was comfortable but ordinary. I managed an auto repair shop that provided a decent income, allowing me to live comfortably in a house I'd inherited from my late grandfather. The house wasn't extravagant, but it carried immense sentimental value, representing cherished memories with the one family member who had always truly understood me. 2 years ago, at a friend's gathering, I met Sarah. She had recently moved to town and immediately captivated me with her lively spirit and outgoing nature. We bonded quickly over shared interests, weekend road trips, classic movies, and our love of Mexican food. Initially, everything seemed perfect. Sarah brought a spark into my life, and our relationship moved forward rapidly, despite warnings from close friends and family to slow down. As months passed, subtle but troubling signs emerged. Sarah started making remarks about how relationships were investments, often implying that true commitment involved financial generosity. These comments were delivered with a laugh, but I began to suspect seriousness behind her words. Gradually, her requests grew more direct. Expensive dinners, luxury brands, and elaborate vacations became frequent demands. Whenever I hesitated or gently declined, she would react emotionally, sometimes not speaking to me for days. It was exhausting. Yet I convinced myself these were minor issues overshadowed by our good times. Eventually, Sarah started spending most of her time at my home. Without discussion, she replaced furniture, including throwing out my favorite sofa, a relic from my college days that carried sentimental value. When confronted, she dismissed my attachment as trivial. Her presence became overwhelming, and my personal space increasingly felt invaded. She would invite friends over without my consent, and casually suggest that if we married, her name would be added to the property deed. Merging our assets, a proposal that always made me uneasy. My grandfather's house wasn't just a property. It was my connection to family history and my upbringing. The idea of transferring ownership or selling it never sat well with me. Sarah, however, grew insistent, pressuring me to sell the house to buy something larger in a more upscale area. Our relationship deteriorated as arguments intensified. Each confrontation ended similarly, Sarah accusing me of being unambitious or emotionally unavailable, creating guilt trips that left me drained. Realizing we were fundamentally incompatible, I finally ended our relationship. Her reaction was unsettling. She seemed neither surprised nor particularly upset. Instead, she wore a calculating expression that hinted at ulterior motives. After packing her belongings and leaving abruptly, I felt temporary relief, though an uneasy feeling lingered, as if the situation was unresolved. Several weeks later, Sarah unexpectedly returned, feigning a desire to reconcile. Suspicious of her sudden change of heart, I quickly discovered her true intent. She demanded I transfer my house title to her, claiming she deserved compensation for the time we had spent together. When I flatly refused, her response was chilling. She threatened to file false charges of domestic violence against me if I didn't comply. Her threat felt real and terrifying. Stories of false accusations destroying innocent lives ran through my mind, creating deep anxiety. Immediately, I informed my parents, who urged swift legal action. My usually calm father became visibly angry, insisting I seek professional advice without delay. Through a recommendation, I hired an experienced local attorney named Tom. He instructed me to meticulously document every interaction and advised installing security cameras with audio capabilities at my home, compliant with state laws. Sarah returned days later, brazenly confronting me in my driveway, presenting documents demanding the house transfer. Her threats, explicitly recorded by my newly installed security system, provided concrete evidence of attempted extortion. Still, Tom warned that false allegations could create significant legal headaches, even with clear proof of innocence. The situation escalated when local police summoned me for questioning about alleged assaults Sarah claimed I had committed. Sick with dread, I attended the interview accompanied by Tom, armed with comprehensive documentation, security footage, text messages, and workplace logs proving my innocence. The detectives quickly noticed inconsistencies in Sarah's claims. Her evidence consisted of outdated and unrelated photographs, clearly manipulated to support her narrative. Though relieved by their skepticism, I remained deeply disturbed that Sarah could weaponize the legal system so casually. Sarah's harassment intensified. She appeared at my parents' house, causing scenes that terrified my mother. The stress became unbearable, affecting my job performance. Thankfully, my boss, understanding and supportive, reassured me that my employment was secure and offered any necessary help. This solidarity from friends, family, and colleagues became a crucial support network. One afternoon, I received a poorly constructed letter from a supposed attorney demanding a settlement to avoid litigation over alleged emotional distress. Tom quickly identified it as a fraudulent document, further incriminating Sarah when turned over to investigators. Her desperation led her to fabricate increasingly obvious and sloppy evidence, further undermining her credibility. Amid this turmoil, my aunt, a retired counselor experienced in dealing with manipulative individuals, provided invaluable emotional support and guidance. She emphasized the importance of continued vigilance and meticulous documentation, reinforcing my resolve to protect myself. Finally, the detective confirmed sufficient evidence had been gathered to prosecute Sarah for filing false accusations, attempted extortion, and forgery. Pre-trial hearings began, with Sarah attempting to portray herself as a victim, a performance that fell flat under judicial scrutiny. Her attorney struggled against our robust evidence, and Sarah ultimately accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to forgery and filing false police reports. Though the extortion charge was dropped, her crimes warranted significant jail time, as forgery and false reports were serious offenses in Texas. Walking from the courthouse that day felt surreal yet liberating. My father, with dry humor, remarked how ironically Sarah had indeed secured a new home, courtesy of the state. His comment resonated deeply. Her relentless pursuit of my home had ironically landed her confined in one. The story quickly spread throughout our community. Friends, acquaintances, and even former supporters of Sarah learned the truth about her manipulative nature. Many were shocked at her calculated malice. Others admitted they had sensed something unsettling from the start. Although I took no pleasure in the gossip, there was undeniable relief in the truth emerging publicly. Even from jail, Sarah sent letters pleading for early parole support, claiming misunderstandings and mental health issues. Recognizing her attempt to manipulate me again, I discarded her appeals without hesitation. My father supported this decision wholeheartedly, reinforcing the importance of accountability for one's actions. Sarah's final attempt at claiming psychological distress during court proceedings was quickly dismissed after a court-ordered evaluation. The strength of our compiled evidence overshadowed any fabricated defenses, ensuring her incarceration. Reflecting on this harrowing experience, the importance of proactive self-protection became crystal clear. Without swift legal intervention, security installations, and meticulous documentation, Sarah's false accusations could have easily ruined my life. Her attempts to steal my cherished home, a legacy from my grandfather, had nearly succeeded. Emotionally scarred but wiser, I became cautious in my relationships, focusing instead on work and improving my home. Renovating the kitchen, repairing the roof, and cultivating a small garden provided therapeutic distractions, turning the property into a sanctuary once more. Ultimately, this ordeal taught me valuable lessons about recognizing manipulation, safeguarding personal boundaries, and the profound importance of standing firm against intimidation. Sarah's greed and entitlement led to her own downfall, illustrating a twisted form of poetic justice. My advice to anyone facing similar threats is clear. Document everything, seek immediate legal counsel, and never yield to manipulative demands. Protecting your integrity and rights is always worth the fight, no matter how intimidating the threat. Today, free from Sarah's shadow, I cherish my peaceful existence, grateful for the support system that guided me through turmoil. My experience stands as a testament to resilience in the face of malicious intent.